Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Trading Chief. If you're new, welcome to the channel. In this video, like most of my videos, we're going to be taking a look at a biopharmaceutical company, and it's the one I got pulled up right here, and the ticker is ISEE, and that is Iveric Bio. Just a quick little overview of what they are. This is Iveric Bio, Inc. operates as a biopharmaceutical company. The firm engages in discovering, developing, and commercializing novel therapeutics to treat ophthalmic diseases with a focus on age-related and orphan retinal diseases. Its products its product candidates include Zimira and gene therapy. And they have a FDA review coming up on August 19th for geographic atrophy. We're going to go over some news articles and try to figure out, based off of what we see, if this can be approved and something that we can make money on. So let's just take a look, do some dives into some news articles. First one we're going to look at is from September 6th of 2022. And as you can see right here, it's their phase 3 data, phase 3 trial data. You always want to look at the phase 3 trial data if it's there. Sometimes it's not. And the reason why, right, is this is the data that they send the Food and Drug Administration. And based off of this data, you can kind of determine which way the Food and Drug Administration is going to go when it comes to the PDUFA date. So let's start with the article. It says, Iveric Bio announces data from the Zimira Gather-2 Phase 3 clinical trial in geographic atrophy. Trial met primary endpoints. So right off the bat in this, it's telling you that it met the primary endpoints. So let's read and see, based off of this, if we can get into it. It says primary endpoint met at 14.3% reduction in mean rate of growth in GA area over 12 months using square root transformations. 17.7% reduction using observed GA area. That's a geographic atrophy area. Statistically significant results with favorable safety profile. Post-hoc analysis of U.S. patients, 25.5% reduction. Using square root transformation, 32% reduction. They plan to submit a drug application to the Food and Drug Administration by the end of the first quarter of 2023. And the conference call and webcast today, September 6th of 2022. It says Iveric Bio Inc. today announced positive top-line results from Gather-2, the company's second phase 3 clinical trial of Zimira, a novel investigational complement C5 inhibitor for the treatment of geographic atrophy. Gather-2 met its specified primary endpoint to mean rate of growth, slope, and GA area at 12 months with statistical significance and a favorable safety profile. We are thrilled to see, for the first time, an investigational therapy with a statistically significant reduction in the rate of GA progression at the 12-month primary endpoint across 2 phase 3 clinical trials. The results from Gather-1 and Gather-2 and our special protocol assessment with the FDA provide the basis for an NDA, which is a new drug application, which we are planning to submit by the end of the first quarter of 2023. We look forward to engaging with the FDA through the review process. I want to thank the many patients, physicians, and their staffs for their participation in the Zimira clinical program, along with the employee of Iveric Bio for their dedication to achieve the important milestones. So there's the first one. Next news article we're going to look at is from November 3rd. November 3rd. It's this right here. This is Iveric Bio announced submission of the first part of NDA for rolling review of their drug for the treatment of geographic atrophy. This is Iveric today announced that it has submitted to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration the first part of the new drug application for rolling review of avacin pegol, ACP. We'll call it ACP, also known as Zimira. Oh, so there we go, Zimira. A novel investigational complement C5 inhibitor for the treatment of geographic atrophy secondary to age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. As previously announced, the company received Fast Track designation from the FDA for ACP. Following receipt of the top-line GATHER2 data, the company shared the data with the FDA. Based on the pivotal clinical trials, GATHER1 and GATHER2, which both met their primary endpoints in slowing GA progression with statistical significance at the 12-month time point, the company requested rolling submission of its planned NDA, which the FDA granted. As per the company's agreement with the FDA, the first part of the NDA, which included the complete ACP clinical data package, was successfully submitted earlier today. We are pleased to report this important milestone and look forward to closely collaborating with the FDA through the review of our NDA. So the reason why this is important, right? Anytime that you submit your package and it's not a rolling review, they shift the PDUFA date by 3 months to give them time to review the data. So with them doing a rolling are being approved to do a rolling review, they can submit as they need to, and they automatically set the date out further, so that way they had time to receive all the data to review it prior to the PDUFA date. So the next news article we're going to look at is from the 18th, November 18th, and that is this one. It says Iveric Bio secures breakthrough therapy tag for its flagship geographic atrophy candidate. The FDA has granted breakthrough therapy designation to Iveric Bio, ticker ISEE, for Zimira, a novel investigational complement C5 inhibitor for geographic atrophy secondary to age-related macular degeneration. To date, ACP is the first and only investigational therapy to receive breakthrough therapy designation status. So that's pretty important, right? That's pretty big. For this indication, which was granted based on the 12-month pre-specified primary endpoint data in the GATHER1 and GATHER2 pivotal clinical trials. Iveric Bio stock soars after encouraging geographic atrophy trial data. This is recently, Iveric Bio announced the submission of the first part of its new drug application for rolling review, which included the full clinical data packages for the GATHER1 and GATHER2 pivotal trials. The company is on track to complete the final part of the NDA submission by the end of the year. In both GATHER1 and GATHER2, Zimira consistently showed a treatment effect with the first measurement at month 6 that was persistent and continued to increase over time, with observed efficiency rates up to 35%. So, wouldn't it be nice to buy it at $20? $20.70 back in November. That'd have been real nice, right? It's almost double. All right. September 20th. It's going to be the next one. It's going to be this one right here. Iveric Bio submits final part of the new drug application to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration review for geographic atrophy drug candidate. This is Iveric Bio said Tuesday it has submitted to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration the final part of the new drug application for the rolling review of Zimira, an experimental drug for geographic atrophy. The application is based on the 12-month pre-specified primary efficacy and safety results from 2 clinical trials. The company said adding the third and final part that is submitted to the FDA included chemistry, manufacturing, and controls data. So that's pretty important as well, because that's out of all the companies that I've covered, I've only had 3 not get approved that I said would be approved, and it happened because the the partnered manufacturing company that they were that they made partnership with to produce the drugs failed or were unable to be inspected um, due to COVID, and not being able to travel to go inspect those manufacturers. So, or they just didn't pass cleanliness, or whatever the case is. So we got 2 more news articles. Next one's going to be from February 17th, and it is 17th, this one. It says Iveric Bio says FDA grants priority review to the application for investigational geographic atrophy treatment. It says the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has granted priority review for the new drug application for Zemira for the treatment of geographic atrophy secondary to age-related macular degeneration. The application has been given a Prescription Drug Users Fee Act date of August 19th. The FDA did not identify potential issues in the review and is not planning to hold an advisory committee meeting for the investigational drug. Generally, when they say they are not planning on having an advisory committee meeting, it means that it's gonna be approved on that date. Generally. They usually only have an advisory committee meeting if it's data that they want reviewed. They'll have volunteer doctors come in with subject matter expertise, and the company will present data through that, and then those doctors will chime in and review everything, and then talk about stuff that they see could be possible, and then they'll vote on it, and then based off those votes, that's what the FDA will usually follow, but not always. So just want to put that out there if you don't deal with FDA reviews. This says the application was based on results from the phase 3 clinical trials with efficiency rates of up to 35%, which we've already talked about a couple of times now. And then the last news article I want to look at is from March 1st. And it's this one. It says Iveric Bio's geographic atrophy candidates show significant reduction in disease progression. So again, another positive news article. So I think this one's safe to say that it's going to be approved based off of all the positive news article. And I think this one's going to move up quite a bit once it's approved. I think you'll probably see. I don't think $50 is out of the question, or somewhere right around $50. Just, my thought process on this one. It says Iveric Bio, ticker ISEE, announced an exploratory time to event analysis from the Zemira Gather clinical trial program evaluating the reduction in vision loss with ACP 2 milligrams versus sham treatment. The post hoc analysis for vision loss from these pivotal studies signal up to a 59% reduction in the rate of vision loss with ACP 2 milligrams compared to the sham treatment at, what do they call it, sham? I don't know, at 12 months. Results were consistent in the GATHER1 and GATHER2 clinical trials, independently signaling a 44% reduction and a 59% reduction, respectively, in the rate of vision loss with ACP 2 milligrams compared to sham over the first 12 months of treatment. I don't know what sham means. Like that means something else to me. Um, I would say placebo or whatever the other drug is, not sham, because that just means that it's fake. In a combined analysis of GATHER1 and GATHER2, patients treated with ACP 2 milligram experienced a 56% reduction in the rate of vision loss compared to sham over the first 12 months of treatment. Zemira is under FDA evaluation for safety and efficiency with a PDUFA goal date of August 19th. The company plans to submit marketing authorization applications to the European Medicines Agency and the UK Medicines and Healthcare Regulatory Agencies in 2023, subject to the feedback from the planned interactions with the regulatory authorities in Europe, which is expected in the first half of 23. So, again, we seen it was $20 in December. Even at 24, I'd be happy to buy it there, but it's way up there. So, all right. Well, that's all I have. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Again, I think this one's going to be a buy. I think it's going to pop once it's approved. I think you'll see closer to $50. If you made it this far and you like this content, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. And then come check me out in the Banking with Billy Discord. And that's all I got for you. The links are down in the description below. All right. Have a good night.